Welcome to 59 Minutes. My name is Levi Kass. This morning we are going to be having a discussion with Dr. David Matsanga, the Pan-African Forum chairman, on the political happenings of the week. Karibu, Daktari. Daktari?
Thank you very much. Thank you very much for hosting me this morning. I am very happy. It is very early in London, but I have taken time for the sake of talking about Africa. I woke up early. Thank you. Thank you very much, Kass TV in Nairobi.
I begin by asking you, going by what's been happening this week, let's go international a bit first. What do you think about the appointment of Karim Khan to the ICC as the lead prosecutor?
First of all, as you remember, I am one of those who petitioned last year in July, before any government in the world petitioned. My organization, Pan-African Forum, petitioned the selection committee, the IOM, Internal Oversight Mechanism, to find out, to tell them 48 counts why the selected names should be nullified. I petitioned against the select committee for having selected Fago Gaina as the leading candidate on the list, because the selection was marred with corruption, accusations, and no country in the world was speaking. It was myself, and I want to thank my friends, those who helped me, my lawyer in The Hague, who delivered the letter to the ASP chairman of the Assembly of State Parties, and to the IOM. I have written document from IOM. There is no other person in the world who would say he has that written document. It is me. They wrote back to me and said, we can investigate the matter, but we need permission from the president of the IASP to instruct us to investigate the selection process of the new chief prosecutor. I got that and I was emboldened. Then I went further for the chairman, to the president, and told him this process must be nullified, it must be postponed, it must begin afresh, because George Soros had paid for Mr. Fago Gaina to be brought in as the chief prosecutor of the new chief prosecutor of the ICC.
With the selection of Mr. Khan?
First of all, Khan came in as Mudhaura's lawyer, first came in. You remember, I know every detail of these cases from the beginning up to the end. I am the only dictionary living with all the wrong things that were done about this case, these cases of Kenya. I know who were the worst people, who did what they wanted to do. Thanks God, I struggled up to the end as single person, Lone Ranger, and I brought back my African people, and I'm happy. They are here, they are breathing air, they are leading a country. It's up to them, how they want to do it, how they want to make sure that unity prevails, is what I'm begging for.
So you're happy with the selection, it seems. But let me ask,
yes,
does this mean then, going forward, that...
but not everybody is happy with the selection. I'm happy with the selection, but not all people in the world. Actually, it is me, again, who forced the second list to come. When I wrote, I suggested, if you can't just write to complain in international tribunal. I'm teaching people who want to do international lobby. You don't write only complaining. You write and give your suggestions. And I gave suggestions. If you want, by letter, I think you saw that letter in the Kenyan newspapers. I don't need to be proud. I am proud. And if people don't want to say, thank you, David, I will say it for myself. I was the first one, not the Kenya government. Matsanga was the first person to petition the court, the Kenya government, The ambassador saw my letter miles after I had already, things had already worked. So I thank, if he used it, thank you. But I did my job. But what I wrote to bring back the 13 names, then out of 13, they chose 9. That's how Khan emerged also from British government, from the British, as a British national on the panel.
What does this mean, though, for ICC cases going forward? When you have somebody who was a defense lawyer becoming a lead prosecutor, does this mean then that you know that we are going to see less cases from Africa? What do you think it will mean for the tenure of Mr. Khan? As,
on a serious note, I want to tell my people in Kenya to be very, very careful. Fatou Bensouda has 4 months left. And usually in African saying, a pot breaks at the door. We should not be overexcited yet until it is yet. I hope you have got me. Don't be excited until it is over. This lady still yields power. She's still the chief prosecutor. There are cases of Kenya that are still hanging in there. She has never terminated them officially. Kenyans have not done anything much to move the work envelope out. I think several times on your shows, I've been the one telling people to remove the envelope, isn't it? I've told you, and I'm now telling you authoritatively. Let them listen to me authoritatively. You cannot beat Matsanga on international law, on the international scene. I don't want to blow my own trumpet. I'm the best. I'm the best activist on ICC in the world because I know their loopholes. I know what they do. I know who pays them to do what to do. So I am telling you, be careful. Don't rejoice too fast, because already the Open Society Foundation of George Soros is protesting with other NGOs. They want to protest that Khan was a defense lawyer. How can he be the chief prosecutor when the cases are not terminated? So that could be something that we can see coming in weeks. If it doesn't change, then the chief prosecutor could also maliciously deliver us into hell.
Right. So, okay, let me bring us back home now. Switching gears back to our local scene. Because right here, away from matters
your local
ICC,
scene, because
right here,
my local scene is in London. So to your local scene, yes, sir.
Back to my local scene, yes. So, but back here,
yes,
we are busy talking about BBI. Right now, by the way, we have looking at the possibility of 5 different by-elections. We just lost Senator Haji yesterday, and the barrier was yesterday, and then we lost the MP Oro from Bonchari. So we've got Garissa by-election, we've got Machakos for the Senate seats, we've got Bonchari, Kabuchai, and Matungu for the National Assembly. And then we have the BBI in the background because there's possibility of this referendum, because today I see West Pokot have just passed the bill. Looks like Busia have also done that. I think Bungoma are voting this afternoon, yesterday afternoon, and it looks like that we are setting the stage for a big political contest, and yet we are almost 2 years away from a general election. Is this good and healthy for our democracy, Daktari? And where are we headed?
It is not. It is not, but it has to be done. BBI is, and I want to repeat, I read the subject. I don't talk like a quack on the streets of Nairobi or the streets of London. I went to the university in London, studied for almost 12 years. If you put the 3 years plus the 5 that you have to do research, and another 1 year for masters, because my master was fast track. I wanted it that way because I had known the subject so well. So I want to tell you frankly that it is a tragedy. BBI is a redemption strategy. President Uhuru Kenyatta and Raila Odinga wanted a redemption strategy, healing process, a united Kenya, a reconciliatory Kenya, a Kenya that reconciles, a Kenya that accounts, where there's accountability, where there is truth telling, where there is restitution, where there is reparation, where there is healing. We have hijacked BBI, confused it with 2022 elections. We have become enemies of our own. We have become like a Magufuli who said there was no COVID. Now he's crying to patients and to journalists right there. Hey, one day nationals said that there's a COVID. You know, we are doing things badly. BBI is a redemption process. It should not be mixed with any other process.
Tari, why can that redemption start with the president and his deputy right now? What stops them from getting together, having a chat, and saying, you know what, let's just forge together?
Because of the misbehavior of the deputy president. Who has ever told you that a child in the house insults the father?
You don't think you're being one-sided when you say that?
No. Who has told you a child in the house insults the father? And it goes on insulting the father. Even if you are...
There are those who believe, Daktari. There are those who believe that they are...
No, wait. Even if you wear the same suits, can you insult your father? The Jupiter president is Jupiter president. He's not the president. Can I repeat that sentence so that some of you, like you from Tarubo, can hear this, especially you man from Tarubo. You are Tarubo man is my nephew. And your mother is my sister. I want you to hear this. The Jupiter president is the Jupiter president, not the president. When Kenyans were marking ticking the box, they did not tick Ruto. Kenyans ticked Uhuru Kenyatta.
But Daktari, that's not, is that fair to say now? Because, you know, do you remember that there was a song, Uhuru, Ruto, Tano, Tena, they were together.
I want to show you, I want to bring it to you where you can understand where Ruto went wrong. It's like the servant who left his servants, the owner of business who left people to work, different people, and gave them money. When he came back to look for this money, one said, I put it here. Another one said, I multiplied here. Another one said, then another one said, for me, I stayed with your man until you come back. Ruto chose to do what you know he did. He was told to go out and supervise projects. Instead, he went out to do politics, telling people about 2022. He was part of the group that selected the BBI people. You know, there is a gentleman from the Rift Valley. 3 people were on the BBI, were selected by the deputy president. To see how dishonest he is, he's telling people he doesn't know anything about the BBI. Until the president was going to table every evidence in Bomas, he stood up to go and whispered, the please leave it. Double standards. For the president to reach a point to say you have double speed, he has seen a lot. The president is the man.
If we are truly building bridges, why don't we build this bridge? I mean, these guys were together 2013. They went for one election, which they won. They went for re-election. Here they are. What's so difficult about this bridge being rebuilt?
But you build a bridge with who? A man who sits and laughs when the boss is being insulted by Isaac Mwaura. Eh? Have you seen how he opens? He laughs like everything has come down from heaven. Ah! Opening his. I don't want to say.
I think that's.
Yes, he opens and laughs. No, I don't want to exaggerate. You have seen how the deputy president laughs. He laughs real huge when Uhuru is being insulted by Chungwa, by Moses Kuria, by Mwaura, by Ndindi Nyoro, by all these lumpen proletariats who claim to be hustlers, yet they have cars, they have mansions, they have buildings. How can you be a hustler when you have buildings for rent, when you have buildings, loans, when you are supplying things to the Kenya Meat Commission, when your children go to the best hospital, when your children go to the best schools, how can you be a hustler? Stop telling lies. Stop it.
They
You
say,
can't be a hustler.
Daktari,
You can't be a hustler when you are not a hustler. These are called parasites.
their explanation, Daktari, is that when you're
How
hustling...
can I give you the
let
name?
me just say something, Daktari.
Please don't run this down. They are called parasites.
But there's an explanation that when you're hustling,
no group
you are...
called a hustler.
That when you're hustling, you're coming from the bottom, coming to the top. That, you know, it's a struggle. Everyone who started small,
Which is
you
struggle?
you make
Who
some money.
struggled?
Yeah.
Who told you telling me who struggled? Did the deputy president struggle? Show me where he struggled.
It's all chicken.
He worked where? No, he worked where?
In Turbo, it's all chicken in
He
Turbo.
worked. No, when he left university, he worked where? Show
He
me
was
the
selling
work
chicken.
record. Then, is that a struggle?
It is
The
a
first
struggle.
job he got was
It's a struggle of
the
the small
first
man,
job
Bwana.
was-
Huh?
No, he got a job. He got a job in Kanu, straight to President Moi. Where did he work? Show me the history. At least for me, 1975, I was getting 653 shillings of Uganda money. I worked. I was working under Idi Amin. After senior six, I went to work and Amin came. I was waiting to go to enter the university. There was a strike. They beat us. They killed many people. I fled to Tanzania in 78. I can show you my record. Where did he work?
Let me ask you, Daktari.
I'm not a hustler.
Do you feel that...
I can't call myself a hustler because I don't qualify to be a hustler.
Do you feel, Daktari...
I am a hardworking person, not a hustler.
Okay,
You know the
noted.
meaning
But let
of
me
a
ask you,
hustler in
let me ask you, Daktari, that's noted. That's noted. But let me ask you, do you feel though that the so-called Cold War between the president and his deputy is fueled more by those around them than by them themselves? I mean, it's difficult for the ordinary Kenyan to figure that, you know, these guys were friends. We saw them with the same shirts, same ties, naming cabinet, you know, saying that, you know, there's... We saw all that bromance. And for the Mwananchi, Mwananchi is just like, now what is this? And it seems to have taken center stage, where now we discuss it more than we discuss anything else. It's in our newspapers, our TV stations on news, it's on YouTube, on Facebook, you name it. It seems to be the one thing that's consuming us, except for development matters. I mean, surely. Is it that the people around them are stoking the fires more?
Yeah, these brothers of mine are my friends. I am the one who stood, the only African south of Sahara, sub-Saharan Africa. The only friend who's not related to them is Dr. Matsanga. You know that. Even you are one of the journalists harassing me. In 2007, 8, you were a journalist, 2007 somewhere. I saw you. You are one of those harassing me with questions.
We're just asking you questions.
Yes, why did this Ugandan come here to talk about ICC? I stood for my brothers. I stood against anybody harassing them. And may God help me. I tried my level best. I did under very tough conditions. I went under torture of the ICC for almost 1 year, under investigations by ICC. My family were worried, my wife was worried, all for standing for 6 people, Ocampo 6, because I said the cases were flawed. There is no other African. Show me one, let Ruto point one person who stood up more than I did. Point one. And I was very, very annoyed. I used this television later on to say something about Arab Sang, because he called me and told me very bad words, but it's all right. I'm a Christian, I'm an elder, I've forgiven him. And that is how Matsanga is. I stood alone in 2009. None of them has ever, Ruto and Sang have never called me to say thank you.
Well,
that's all.
Be that
I've never called you to say. So when you ask me a question that they were having ties, romance, all this, I know. But time has come. The other one was doing very well, thinking the other man was all right. I gave you the story of the servant, the owner of the farm who left his servants home. President Uhuru Kenyatta left everything in the hands of Ruto in 2013 because he was chasing to get his job, his case out of the way. Both of them. But one of them went a different way. One of them ended up eating even the food that was spared for other people. So the relationship started in 2013. You could not change it if
but
the ties are
that
not the
relationship, Daktari, it's messing up everything. For example, this BBI. Do you think that considering what is happening, and then we are talking about building bridges initiative and going to the counties and stuff, do you expect that the BBI will end up passing, considering that the deputy president himself is a man of means, and also there are many people who are also following him?
It will pass. It will pass. But I am a conflict resolution expert. If they need my help, they can call me.
And if it passes, where will it leave us?
You are not amplifying me as your man to also get this job of putting them together if they want. I'm an expert. You know, the problem is that every Kenyan laughs at me thinking that because I talk on this.
Are you pitching for a job here as a conflict resolution expert?
They can give me. I have ever solved the conflict in the world. Have you ever solved the conflict even between a rat and a cat?
I solved it in my house.
Where you want to solve by killing?
That's all via number.
I have ever solved a huge conflict in Africa, which had defeated everybody. That is the war in northern Uganda. This is the man who solved it. This is the man who stood firm against anybody. And
but Daktari, there are some who would say that now
I can help. I can help if they ask me, but I have not been asked.
Yeah.
They ask me to help.
But there are some who say, Daktari, that, you know, for people like you to get a job, there must be conflict. So maybe that is why you fund conflict, then you come and solve it. Is that the case?
Me, I have not found any conflict. Did I tell Ruto to annoy his boss? Did I tell Ruto to insult, to watch when his boss is being insulted? By Chungwa, by Moses Kuria, by Dindi Nyoro, by Alice Wahome, by these other proletarians? You know, did I tell? Well, I did not tell Ruto to watch when they go out for their meetings and his boss is being insulted. He belittled. The head of state is belittled. You get a head of state, and I told you the other time, what kills Africa is the head of state does away with one team from his office. You collected that team to become your advisory team. Are you not having problems? Do you have a head? You think this is the boss, and then you call him, I respect my boss. How will he respect you? You have taken the team that he has rejected from his office, and the team is manufacturing lies every day against the boss, and you are laughing. You can't go to the microphone and say, please, don't speak about the president here when I'm here. We came here to do our campaign. Let's do our campaign. Let's talk to our people.
I hear you.
You can do that. I am mature. For example, I cannot watch. I cannot go anywhere in a hotel in Serena, anywhere in the world, and I hear somebody talking about Chairman Chepkoni. When I'm listening, I tell you I will walk to that table and tell you, no, Mr. Chepkoni is not like what you are talking about.
That's what friends should do.
That is maturity. Yes, that is maturity. But you cannot sit down and watch the president of who is your president, whom you went to the ballot with together. I'm giving Ruto advice here. He's younger than me. He might think because of the powers he has. I am older. Your Excellency, Deputy President, I've written so many granaries. I'm 65. You are just 52. So just listen to advice of people. You can't just watch your boss being besmirched, insulted, belittled. The people on this other side are also equally human beings. We who love the president, I love President Uhuru Kenyatta. There is nothing he gives me. He doesn't, I'm not on his payroll. He doesn't pay me, but I love his Pan-African zeal.
Yeah,
And
as a conflict resolution expert, Daktari, what does this say to us about ourselves and the next election? Because it seems that we have not learned
Which
from
election?
the next election,
Which
2022. Because it seems like we have not learned from our past previous experiences.
Which election?
The 2022 elections.
Can't you smile a bit? Is it going to be there? Where? How can it be there? You show me. No, let me ask you. How will this election be there? When you have not done amendment of the constitution to change the electoral commission, you are going into hell. Do you know how to spell the word? H-E-double-L. Hell.
Yes.
Yes. You can't hold an election. Krigina told you. Matsanga is telling you. Kenya cannot hold an election under these circumstances. When people have already started throwing their jabs, 2 years to go. We are already
but if we don't do that, Daktari, if we don't do that, there are some who would say that there are those who are taking advantage of the situation to prolong their terms. And read here,
no,
President
there's
Uhuru.
nobody prolonging. The president has asked for a simple thing. I don't know why you are prolonging it yourself. A referendum. If Kenyans decide that this is what we want, so be it. They will decide.
What happens? Because we keep talking about them winning. But what happens if the BBI does not pass? If it goes to a referendum and it fails, then what?
They have this parliament is still around. The parliament is still around. It can make other measures and pass another law. But you have to correct the electoral mechanisms and the mechanism of Kenya. Kenya needs an electoral system that will deliver peace. Kenya needs the unity. That's why Uhuru Kenyatta is fighting to bring unity.
But
Period.
Parliament is already divided into Kieleweke and Tangatanga factions.
Count the numbers, you will be shocked.
We saw the numbers at Karen the other day.
Which one?
Did we not? When they went to see the deputy president, there were quite a number of them.
The numbers are carried with some Shaba boys included in them. You didn't see some Shaba boys like Professor Kisangani, these Shaba boys.
Are you saying the numbers were doctored, Daktari?
Yes. Didn't you count the heads? How many were they? Plus the others who follow for money. I don't follow for money. I don't follow for money. I'm telling you. I don't. If I were to follow for money in 2008, I would have asked President Kibaki to give me money first.
Let me ask you, Daktari, because people ask, they say, they insult you even on social media. They say, why is Dr. David Matsanga so interested in Kenya? Why not go to Uganda? What do you say to such people?
To go to Uganda, are you the one who brought me to where I am? Why do you want to tell me to go where I should not go? Did I tell you I lack where to go? Ask them. Do I sleep on a tree? How much food do I eat from those houses? That I have eaten the whole food of Kenya. Therefore, I'm eating too much. I should leave. Are you hungry? Because Matsanga ate your food last night? Is Kenya not a global market? Are there no Kenyans in Britain? Are there no Kenyans in Uganda? How many Kenyans are doing business in Uganda? I'm not in Kenya. I live, and I've not lived in Kenya for 35 years. I've been away from Uganda for 35 years, since 1985. Tell me where I am. Tell me. I don't want to turn it to talk another English. Tell me.
I hear you.
I have not been eating your food. Have I gone hungry or small? Excuse me? Then you go on insulting me. You insult me. Have you seen me insult anybody? My Facebook account has never been blocked because I laugh. You are insulting an intelligent man. Is there anything I've told you on this program that has not come true? Is there? Show me. Mr. Levi Conness,
Yes.
is there anything that I've told you that has not come true?
Well, yeah,
For
you
the last
even said Trump would
for
not
the last
go
4 to
easily.
5 years,
Yeah.
I've predicted everything. It has come true. I predicted to you that Raila Odinga will not win 2017 election. It came true. What happened? Didn't I tell you? You wanted, even when we were still up there, the other woman called Ogla wanted to kill me in the studio. You remember? Have I ever told you something that you never true?
No, you haven't.
I know my way. And for people who write and talk about me on social media, I'm not bothered. If you get bothered, then you are not. A tree that has got sweet fruits is the one that people go for. I have sweet fruits. Matunda iko chini. Have you ever seen sour fruits being picked? Do you go to the garden to pick sour fruits? I'm asking you.
Well,
answer me.
I don't know.
They talk about me.
In this show, I'm asking the questions. But
yes. It's
so,
better. I stand for Pan-Africanism. I talk about Zimbabwe. Am I a Zimbabwean? I talk about South Sudan. Am I a South Sudanese? I talk about Central African Republic. Am I a man from Central African Republic, Bangui? I talk about Libya. You have seen my writings about Libya. Didn't I predict in 2012 that Mediterranean Sea will have bloodshed? You saw that later. Haven't you seen it?
Yeah, we are all,
when you are still good,
well, we are all global citizens, that's for sure. Yes. And all of us have a right to be anywhere we want to be. I just asked you that question because sometimes people live in
you can be anywhere. This is a global market.
I felt it was a good time to ask that question.
You are using Zoom now. Is Zoom yours? Is it yours?
No.
Why don't you manufacture this Zoom? Why don't you manufacture Kenyan Zoom and call it Kenya Zoom? You are also borrowing things from other people. Then you don't want other people to live with me. Only Kenya to have air. I am not taking anybody.
I hear you, Daktari. Now,
there are many Ugandans. In Uganda, we have a minister from Kenya who is born in Busia. Kenya side. He's a minister in the cabinet.
Yes. He's a brother to their
What is wrong with Matsanga? What is wrong with Matsanga being here? What have I done wrong?
I hear you,
what have I done wrong? After all, I am here.
Yeah, let me ask, because we are about to...
Here. Let me exhaust this today forever. I am here because I defended my people who are going to be slaughtered by the same people who are questioning you. I defended the Ocampo 6. Am I not entitled? Am I not entitled to be here? Tell me, were you the one who defended them?
You're entitled.
Yes.
But there are those who say, Daktari, that
yes.
that you know, that sometimes, you know, people like you may have vested interests.
You don't have even words. That's what. Yeah, your words are not there.
They are not there. I'm measuring my words because someone can say and say, you know, Daktari is leaning towards the presidency. Pengine wamepatie kitu, maybe as a job with them or something.
Have I ever given you that kitu?
That you may be a presidential blogger. What do you say to that?
I am not a blogger. I am an intellectual, not a blogger. Don't reduce my degrees. You want me to give you one? I know you have a master's. Can I add you one part of mine?
No.
Which I got from university in Britain, not America.
Yeah. I'm just giving you the platform on 59 minutes to debunk these stories today.
No. In America, you can buy. Do you want me to give you one? I can give you one for free. And I remain with one. I have never been paid. I'm never paid. I do my things. You know very well. I've worked for 65 years. Out of 65, I've worked for 30. Cleaning toilets in London while studying. You think I don't save? I have a family which is grown up, married, 10, 11 grandchildren. You have them? Why do you insult me? You have the 11 grandchildren? No. I have 80 children. Do you have them? They are all grown. The last born is 22 in Cambridge. Do you have her? Do you have her? So you think I can come here to be blogged, a blogger being given 527 shillings? What does it do with me, which cannot polish my shoes?
Yeah. So
Yeah.
Then,
Answer that. 1,527 can polish no shoes of mine. My shoes polished by from 2000 above.
It's good you explained that today. Because
yes,
then maybe
you better know. And
good.
I have my own things that I do. I'm a Pan-African. There is no president on this continent who does not know this. Can I remove the glasses so that you can know me? Even in AU, they smile at me a distance
so
from
as a Pan-African person, in terms of the politics of this country,
yes,
tell us, what is your real interest? What would you like to see, Daktari?
I want to see a united, peaceful Kenya. A Kenya that does not go, a Kenya that helps Uganda. If Kenya goes wrong, Uganda goes wrong. A Kenya that does not produce refugees, like some of us have been refugees as a result of a product of my current president, who does not like anybody talking and opposing him like a Matsanga. If I were in Kampala, I think I would have been cut to several pieces. And I want to thank the people of Kenya for giving me that liberty and the freedom to talk. And I have not abused it. I talk the truth. I stand by the truth, because both the deputy and the president are friends. They were friends. This nation belongs to them. It doesn't belong to Matsanga. It is up to the deputy to see where the mistake was and go and omba musamaha for president. Aseme mzee nilikosea. So that they can work and move on, push the BBI to change. I don't know why even Deputy President Ruto is making noise about BBI. It is even better for him if he's popular. Kass.
Yeah.
11.
Well, he has not gone out and said he doesn't want it.
But he has allowed this other shouting mouth, like to belittle BBI. He's making dissent using the tag of the presidency. He's within the presidency and making antagonistic values and antagonistic ventures against the president when he is part of the government, part of the cabinet. Can you spend money on BBI without the cabinet approving?
No, you can't.
Can you? Wasn't he in the cabinet? Answer me. Wasn't the deputy in the cabinet?
He was,
when they were passing money for BBI. So why has he turned? That is why people are saying, if the house is too hot, if the marriage is too bad, the marriage is too sour, pack and the ship.
Yeah.
If
the kitchen is too hot, get out of the kitchen.
Yes, get out of it. If you don't want, if you see the President Uhuru Kenyatta is very upset with actions, if President Uhuru Kenyatta picks intelligence reports, which you and I don't see, we don't know what he has picked. So he has it every day. So at times he's a very good president. If it had been another president in Africa, there is no way, Mr. Levy, that he would allow a man to cheer when men are descending on the president. I was talking to one of the diplomats from Chad, and that diplomat told me, if you want to oppose President Idris of Chad, and you are the vice president of Chad, you first put your plane at the Jamena airport, ready to fly, before you oppose Idris.
Yeah.
So,
but that brings me to this question before we wrap this up.
Yes.
There are those who say that's dictatorship. We saw the other day in Kisii, there was a funeral for the Honorable Nyachai, and the deputy governor was arrested. Silvana Zosoro MP was also arrested, and they say that, you know, they were arrested because they are friends of the DP, and that this is just straight dictatorship. And you talk about some of the things like you have said about your friend in Chad, and people say, you know what, hiyo ndio dictatorship ambayo Afrika tumekataa. What do you say?
Was it Uhuru who arrested him?
His government.
Did you see Uhuru arresting anybody.
Come on,
Or
Daktari, you know who is in charge.
Come on.
Well,
Come on.
are we really going to? Of course, it's not him personally.
No, the intelligence on the ground was picked, and the intelligence picked that these guys were paying people to come and disrupt the funeral. Any organized government in Africa cannot allow such things to happen when a head of state is going to be there.
But they released him. But they were released after 1 day with no charges.
Yes, because they were the motive. I have told you the president. I worked for President Obote for how many years? For 5 years.
Some would say, Daktari.
I worked for President Obote.
I know before you say that, human rights activists would say that would be that would be inhumane, because you arrest someone, you don't charge them, you don't tell them why, you detain them overnight, and you don't take them to court. And then the following day, you just release them without charges. Some would say that that's abuse of power and misuse of, state machinery to bully people.
Which is state machinery? If you have been released without a charge, have you been abused? If they have put you in
your freedom has been disrupted for a day.
Let me ask you: do you know the law very well? There is protective custody.
To protect you from what? From yourself?
Yeah, from people reaching you. If we know that they are going to reach Kass, the police has a duty to come.
That's just crazy. You know, even the Mwananchi watching this right now is just appalled with that one.
It doesn't matter. I am now teaching you something strange, which you have got to know, because I am a lecturer. I'm not these simple quacks around here whom you bring on your show. You better protective custody. Yes, yes, protective custody is legal. It's legal in the Constitution of Kenya. It is just like that bail. What is that bail that Orengo goes to run it to get in? Don't arrest
anticipatory.
Anticipatory bail.
Anticipatory
it's
bail.
legal. Protective custody is legal. Police has the right to put you under protective custody without charge, as long as they don't pass.
I think we're gonna end that one this morning there, because
no, this morning you got me on a right note.
Yeah,
they can put you in detention without charge for as long as it doesn't take more than 24 hours. You must be produced with a charge. But if they have released you halfway before the other 24 hours come, you are protected. Police is protecting you from being reached. Maybe they have intelligent. The crowd there.
I think those are tactics from Uganda.
No tactics.
That's what you employed on Bobby Wine.
No,
surely.
Tactics from any intelligence network in the world. The KGB, the CIA, the Mossad, the MI6. They use these tactics.
Okay.
Scotland Yard.
We are out of time, but I have to ask you.
I can tell you one thing, quick one. In 1990, in 2004, people in London wanted to assassinate me. Someone wanted to kill me. The Scotland Yard called me from where I was in Africa to return to London. And when I reached Croydon police station, they told me, we are putting you under protective custody. I thought I was being called to be arrested. But for some crime I didn't know. But when they were calling me and going to my house, they were telling my wife, don't tell him, convince him to come back. I had no crime. So when I reached Croydon police station, the senior superintendent of police from Scotland Yard, I went with my daughter, firstborn, to say, I am gone. Maybe I will be sentenced for 50 years or for life. If I have a problem, they said, no, there's no problem. We are not arresting you. We just call you to warn you that there are people who want to assassinate you. So don't go to this place. Don't go here. Don't go there. Don't go there. Don't go here. Don't go here. And here is a pen, something like this, a button. We are going to place a button, a panic button at your house for 5 years. I had a battle, but I didn't know who wanted to kill me. They told me somebody wants to harm me. That's how I lived in my life.
It's very traumatic.
So my brother, protective custody
has its place.
Is very good. It's everywhere in the Commonwealth.
Okay.
In London, there. And I was
for what you underwent, Dr. We are out of time. But let me ask her, as we close, well, just tell us a bit, what's happening in Uganda now? What next? For the Ugandan democracy.
Uganda? Which Uganda?
Museveni is Uganda.
Why didn't you ask the ambassador?
No, but you are a Pan-African guy.
Yes.
You're the guy who knows these things.
Yeah, I first of all, for me, I told Bob Wine, I told Besigye, I told all General Tumukunde and the rest. There is no election. The election results have already been printed. Before, I told them, I convinced them to boycott the elections. They didn't listen. Okay? Are you hearing me?
I'm hearing you.
So there was no election. There was no election in Uganda anyway. Why do you go to an election when it has already been gerrymandered? Do you know the word gerrymandering?
Mm-hmm.
Yes, Google it up. Anybody watching this show.
Yeah, it is.
An election has already been.
Gerrymandered.
Yes, it has been done already. If the president can tell you he's bringing a crack unit from Mogadishu to crack on as if he's cracking stones, so can you go take part in such an election? I warned my friends, and one of my friends who listened to my advice is Dr. Besigye. He did not take part in elections. I told him, especially you, we are now grown-ups.
Yeah.
Leave the younger men. When I started opposing Museveni, Mr. Kyagulanyi was not born.
So what next for
so
them?
why should I compete with Kyagulanyi on the same wavelength? I handed over the baton to him. Let him do what he can be. He can only compete with my children.
So
and by the way, I want you to tell your mom, especially pass greetings to mom, that the only constituency that won on a red color is our home. She knows.
I want to end it on that note. Thank you, Dr.
I wanted to tell you,
yes.
I saw never a yellow flag to be put on my father's grave. And I won. My MP is my cousin. Have you ever seen a man who wins an election through osmosis? Do you know a man who wins an election through osmosis? No. I'm in London and I won an election back at home in my constituency.
You're that guy.
The only one outside the Bududa constituency. That's the only constituency that won.
I hear you, Dr.
Outside Uganda. The rest of the people are Baganda. One person called Dr. Matsanga.
Well, Dr. Matsanga, that's all the time we had for today. We just want to thank you so much for coming on Zoom to have a chat with us. I look forward again to doing this next week, and let's see what happens on the political front.
I am always available for you, as long as you don't wake me up very early like now.
Yeah.
You've woken me. No, now this is very good time in the afternoon. It's 3 hours back. I'm happy.
Pole. All right.
This is.
God bless you.
I am very. This is too much. It's almost coming to 6. You have woken me too early, but Pole. It's all right. Yes.
Thank you so much, Dr.
Yes.
Have a wonderful,
Thank you very much.
wonderful
I want
day.
you to greet the chairman for me, please.
Will do.
Say hi to the chairman and the family. May God keep you. Keep out of corona. Wear your mask. Wash your hands. Keep a distance. Listen to Mutahe Kagwe. Please don't go for political rally. That will not buy you medicine.
Thank you.
That's my advice.
Thank you. That's all the time we had for 59 minutes today. David Kass, join me tomorrow. We'll be talking about other things. Stay tuned for Leah coming up with the lawsuit. Good morning and God bless you.